This could be it. We place the content. For the students, we used a specific strategy in presenting this content. We sat down here to introduce the topic. We will see that digital citizenship. This is a video that initially presents some key points. I wanted to play this one first. This is the first video we are presenting. We used a specific strategy in presenting this content. For example, on digital citizenship, we sat down here to introduce the topic. We will see that digital citizenship, this is a video that initially presents some key points. I have another video mentioned in the objectives, but I wanted to play this one first because this is the first video we created. This is the first video we are presenting. I'm talking about the topic of the video here so that no one gets lost or forgets. We talked about formulating learning goals, and I mentioned the SMART criteria. I moved from the SMART criteria to discussing guidelines that help in creating learning goals, and I talked about Bloom's levels. I also have regarding digital citizenship, we introduced the topic. We will see that digital citizenship, this is a video that initially presents some key points. I have another video mentioned in the objectives, but I decided to play this one first because this is the first video we created. This is the first video we are presenting. I'm talking about the topic of the video here. Now, we are talking about formulating educational objectives, and I mentioned the SMART criteria. I went from the SMART criteria to discussing guidelines that help in creating educational objectives, and I talked about Bloom's levels. I went through all of this and mentioned that I also have, of course, we're talking here about formulating educational objectives, and I mentioned the SMART criteria. I moved from the SMART criteria to discussing guidelines that help in creating educational objectives, and I talked about Bloom's levels. I wrapped up that whole topic and told you that I also have, of course, there are multiple ways I can present the objectives and share them with the learners, which can be more engaging. I mentioned the formulation, and it was number 3 in the list, but I took it from the bottom up and said it was number 2. Now, regarding our objectives, we will discuss what we will take and how we will work on it. So, of course, I made it engaging. Digital law and intellectual property rights are also part of this. I'm trying to get closer to the learner. Instead of just writing the objectives in a plain format, I presented them through a video. So let's look at the first topic, which has objectives, of course. He stole content that I submitted in order to bully others, meaning it wasn't from the professor of this subject. So here we are talking about our objectives, what we will take and how we will work and so on. Of course, this is a complete distributor. Digital law, 4. Intellectual property rights, 5. So here I am trying to get closer to the learner. Instead of writing the objectives to him in a fake form like this, I presented them to him through a video. And let me see the first topic. The first topic has objectives, of course.
All companies in Saudi Arabia, whether big or small, welcome you trainees to a new video about citizenship. Citizenship, in some ways, has updated all aspects of their lives with safe and responsible words.
Speaking of the main topics, this is where we dive into the first subject directly. It's discussing the objectives here, and I have another method that I also followed in the videos we present to the students. Initially, the video I showed you might be more related to the content, but here, for example, in this training, we have the video that is available on the second day. In the training content, we have a video scheduled for the next day, which is part of our comprehensive learning program. For example, this particular video here is one that I'm not entirely sure if it will work effectively with us or not. Here we're talking about the basics of designing learning experiences, e-learning, and digital citizenship as well, okay? Here is the same doctor but wearing different clothes. This doctor is Dr. Saad Al-Mutairi, and our deputy dean is Saad Al-Wakil. So he backs our approach and records videos with us, ensuring Saudi identity stands out in the curriculum through the introductory video at the beginning. Even if the content expert is a different person, someone from the dean's office should be present, so students can grasp the objectives. Next, the content expert discusses the scientific topics. This is our strategy. Welcome to the second part of the training titled The Basics. We will cover designing learning experiences, e-learning, and digital citizenship. In this part, we will discuss the concept of digital citizenship and formulating the main objectives for day 2. Starting with the concept of digital citizenship. This is important because here students can understand the objectives. We proceed to the content expert on the scientific topics on this. Welcome trainees to the second part of the training, the basics. The doctor mentioned designing learning experiences, e-learning, and digital citizenship. We will cover digital citizenship and the stages of creating the main objectives. First topic, the concept of digital citizenship. You will be able to explain digital citizenship.
In this section, we will discuss the concept of digital citizenship and the stages of formulating the main objectives for the second training day. The first topic is titled The Concept of Digital Citizenship. By the end of this training on the first topic, you will be able to state the concept of citizenship.
Did you notice how Dr. Saad Al-Mutalabi speaks? He formulates the educational objective at the end of this topic, which is for you to be able to state definition of the concept of digital citizenship. Okay, listen, he says the second goal, meaning there are goals here. We're shortening this video due to its unique structure. The educational objectives are presented by the Vice Dean, not just in writing. We created a dialogue and script. Dr. Saad Al-Mutairi was filmed in the Dean's office, presenting objectives to students. This allows students to hear and see the delivery, a motivational technique for digital interaction. Mention the key aspects to consider and how to identify them. Notice Dr. Saad Al-Mutairi's initial behavioral actions with digital tools. The second topic is the stages of forming digital citizenship. By the end, you'll articulate the standards. The doctor is committed to the written standards, but this video is different. Mention necessary aspects. Observe Dr. Saad Al-Mutairi's actions with students using digital tools. Forming digital citizenship. The doctor formulates standards, but that's another video. The doctor presented, then the content expert speaks. The doctor we're following, her name will appear. Stages of formation of digital citizens. By the end of the training on the second topic, you will be able to mention, did you notice? By the end of the training on the second topic, you will be able to mention, the doctor here is committed to formulating written standards, but a different video. We apply practical concepts, not just theory. Let's return to the presentation. Other videos are unrelated to Dr. Saad, the doctor, and content expert present. This video covers Day 2, Basics of Design. Dr. Saad Al-Mutairi mentioned objectives beautifully, motivating learners. The content expert starts our self-learning strategy. My goal was to present the content and teaching strategy used on Day 2. Let's return on Day 4. On Day 7, Dr. Saad Al-Mutairi presents again if available. But I don't know, the video is weak from the server. What I want to say is that Dr. Saad Al-Mutairi mentioned the objectives beautifully, which can motivate the learner. Then the content expert comes in to start with our self-learning strategy. I'm not sure about this video. It might be a bit slow. We might need to move on from this training day, because my goal was to present to you the content and the teaching strategy we used on the second day. Let's come back here. On the fourth day, for example. Skip to the seventh day for activities. On the seventh day, you'll find Dr. Saad Al-Mutairi presenting again. The videos are somewhat heavy, and here the content expert will present the same thing. It might be the video, internet, or something else. The goal is a video intro and audio text review. Welcome trainees to the seventh day video. We will discuss activities. By the end, you will identify, classify, and continue the process. Here, I am reviewing the audio text. I mean, it is a bit heavy. I don't know. The video is a bit heavy. Maybe from the internet, maybe from anything in the video that works, a video that doesn't work, maybe the multiple videos. But the goal here is that I have a video in the introduction and reviewing its audio text. These are the words that the doctor is saying, Dr. Saad Al-Mutairi is saying, written here in a text file that works. Welcome, dear trainees, to the welcoming video on the seventh day. In this video, we will talk about the activities in this way. This is exactly what the doctor is saying verbatim. You will get to know the first topic, and by the end of the training on the first topic, you will be able to identify, classify, and the process will be ongoing. So this is what Dr. Saad is saying. The content expert is discussing the first topic, which is the text topic. Since the video is not working, I wanted to tell you what's inside the topic, and he explains it. So this is what Dr. Saad is saying. The content expert is discussing the first topic, which is the text topic. Since the video is not working, I wanted to tell you what's inside the topic, and he explains it.